We've got new details on that Uber hack. Turns out the new CEO knew about the hack months before disclosing to cybersecurity expert Adam Levin and on another company that was holding back information, critical information, as a matter of fact. Over 50 million people worldwide, Adam, impacted by this. What do you make of this? First of all, the idea that these hacks are happening to the most sophisticated of companies, and then their reluctance to be honest with the public.
Well, first of all, breaches have become the third certainty in life behind death and taxes. We know that. So companies are going to be judged not only on how well they protect data, but when they learn about a breach, which is a reportable breach, how urgently, transparently, and empathetically they respond. And in this case, just like in Equifax, just like in so many other cases, there has been a dismal response to these things. And knowledge without notification, that's something that will definitely be of great interest to 52 separate jurisdictions in the United States, not to mention the Federal Trade Commission. It is a serious problem. It is the height of corporate irresponsibility.
Now, Adam, can we trace some of this corporate irresponsibility to the fact that these ransomware incidents typically don't involve a lot of money? In this particular case, people were shocked to find out they were able to buy off the attackers with $100,000. It seems to me that they're saying, hey, you know what? If occasionally we've got to pay $100 grand, it's okay, rather than investing millions into an infrastructure that may protect my customers more. And if that's so, there's something despicable about that.
No, it's completely despicable. And, you know, Uber has always prided itself on being the great disruptor. But this is a double exposure. First, consumer and driver information was exposed, and then they were allowed to suffer through this exposure for a year without any indication there was an issue, so consumers and drivers could do something about it. And, you know, it's one thing to be a disruptor. It's another thing to be an empowerer of those people who are doing everything they can to exploit our data. And it's one of those things that's completely unacceptable. And this isn't necessarily ransomware, because ransomware is where files are locked or deleted. This is where somebody says, I have your information, pay me. And even then, you don't know if they haven't done something with it. It's kind of like, I won't do anything with it,
sure,
but it doesn't mean I won't sell it to someone else.
Yeah, well, I want to switch gears a little bit, because Elon Musk says that we, human beings, only have a 5 to 10% chance of making artificial intelligence safe. This is a big, big issue. Obviously, people are concerned as it encroaches deeper into our lives. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that he's not wrong. I mean, and short of having Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator running around next to each of us, it's an issue. And it's another example of the unintended consequences of the evolution of technology and the failure to properly secure the technology as it evolves. Security is always catching up. AI can be a wonderful thing. It is a wonderful evolution, but the only issue is, unless we properly control it, for instance, look how great all of Internet of Things devices are, especially in the medical world. Yet that which can save us, like a pacemaker, if hacked, could be used to kill us. So therefore, it's extremely important we stay on top of this and we make sure that what we do in terms of regulation or security keeps up with the evolution of technology.
Right. Now, how do we go about that? I'm reading Gary Kasparov's books right now, Deep Thinking, and he's pretty sanguine about it all. He's excited. He's jubilant. It's the combining of humans and machines, not unlike Ray Kurzweil's Singularity. You know, so there's a camp out there that say, hey, let's welcome this with open arms. But I think it's proper. I agree with you that we should have a sense that, hey, we could lose control of all of this. You know, I know Isaac Asimov laid out the laws of robotics and things like that, but ultimately, if these things can think so well, the first thing they're going to think about is their own self-preservation.
But that's why it's so important to make sure that there is some fail-safe. And the problem with AI is it could basically evolve past its fail-safe, but there has to be some form of fail-safe built into this. Some way to automatically update when vulnerabilities and flaws are discovered. And that's something that's going to take a lot of thought. It's not going to be a cheap date, but it's going to be something that is mandatory if we are to work with and prosper as a result of AI, as opposed to be negatively impacted, possibly fatally negatively impacted by certain forms of AI.
I'm with you on that, Adam. Thank you very much. Really enjoyed the conversation.